y'all, welcome back to Krista's Kitchen. Tonight we're going to be making creamy chicken tacos. So usually I make this in my slow cooker and let it cook throughout the day, but I kind of just decided about 10 minutes ago that I wanted creamy chicken tacos for dinner, and I'm going to attempt to cook my chicken in my pressure cooker and see how that does. I've never done the chicken part of this, or I've never done this recipe in the pressure cooker. You can probably hear the girls having a wild time. But I'm going to cook the chicken in the pressure cooker and then finish it off, just kind of sauteing it. Just because some of the ingredients that go in it, they could probably cook in the pressure cooker with it, but I don't want them breaking all apart. So I'm going to move y'all in a little bit closer and we'll kind of try this out. I've had this for a couple of years now, and I love it. I think the only feature I've never used on it is the steam function, which I have steamer baskets for my veggies that I use. And I've used the bake/roast function. I don't know if I've used it for actually the baking, but I love it. And I was also going to show y'all, this is my little cheat sheet for pressure cooking, because I'm not familiar with pressure cooking. So this is what I use to kind of go by and test if it works for me. So if you can see, if it focuses in on, let me see if I can focus it for y'all. Up here at the top, it tells us, yeah, it's having a hard time focusing, sorry, but it tells us for boneless frozen chicken breast, which is what we're using, we need about 1/2 cup of water. So I'm probably going to pour about a cup, because all of my other stuff says a cup. And then about 15 minutes on high for cooking. And then it says do a quick release, which means whenever it's finished, you just release that valve. So I'm going to add in my my chicken breast. And this is just some chicken breast we have bought in bulk and then separated into freezer bags. So it's about 3 pounds of chicken breast. And this is a boneless, skinless chicken breast. And then I'm going to put my lid on, lock it. We'll start pressure. It automatically selects it to high. And then we're going to turn it up to 15 minutes. We'll press start and we'll make sure the little seal is set. It's going to take about 15 minutes to come up to pressure, and then the 15 minutes to cook. So 30 minutes total for the chicken to cook. And then we'll see y'all back. I'm going to gather the rest of the ingredients, and we'll go through the next parts together. See y'all then. Okay, y'all. So the chicken's all done. We've let it release. I'm going to open it up and see if it got it all cooked like it was supposed to. Maybe. I hope it did. Let's see. We're going to get a fork and test it out. Let's see. Oh yeah. So the chicken is definitely done. I'm going to pour off this excess juice, and then we're going to mix everything in. Okay. So we're going to change it to the sear saute function. And I'm going to turn it to a medium and push start. I'm going to start shredding up this chicken that's in it. First thing I'm going to pour in is a can of black beans that I've drained and rinsed. A can of rotel, undrained. A block of cream cheese. And then a can of corn, undrained. Now, if you have a lot of juice left over in the pan from your chicken that you didn't drain, then you can drain that corn and just let your chicken juice do what you need. But we need a little bit of juice in here since I poured off everything from the chicken. But we're just going to get this cheese melted and get everything mixed together. and then we'll taste it. I add a little bit of taco seasoning, but most of the time not a full pack. But usually not a full pack of taco seasoning. So we'll just taste test and just a little bit and see how we're doing. So for now, we're just going to close the lid and let it cook through, melt that cheese down. Okay, y'all, so all of that cream cheese has melted, and you see it's starting to create a little juice in there. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of taco seasoning in here to season it up, because it will have some flavor, but it's still kind of bland. Now, if you're doing this in your slow cooker, you just put all of your ingredients in from the very beginning, and you can use a whole pack. It's not gonna hurt anything. So get this mixed around, and then we're gonna taste test and see if we need to add anything else. If we need to add any seasoning. And just because y'all know me, I'm going to add a little bit of spinach at the very end, just again to add a little bit of nutritional value. It's not like it's saving our organs or doing anything, but anywhere I can add it in, I try, and my kids have gotten used to the fact that most of their dinners are going to have something green or orange or purple in it. You just never know. So I got pretty well mixed around. Now let's taste test. We need some salt. Turn. You did? I turned down the heat just a little bit, because really we're not cooking anything, and the corn and black beans are most likely already heated through. So let's taste again. It's not tasting as creamy as it usually does either. I'm not sure if that was more chicken than what's usually what I throw in. Y'all, I never measure out how much my chicken is. I just toss in some. But I'm going to throw in a little bit more cream cheese just to add some more of that creaminess. When I say a little bit, I really mean a little bit. I only have a tiny bit besides what I had. So we're going to mix that in, and then we should be good. Because we're going to add some cheese as our toppings. It'll add to it also. So just from the heat of the chicken and stuff, this will melt pretty quickly. And the more you pull this chicken around, the more it will shred itself too. Like we did most of the work, but some of these bigger pieces will continue to shred down with just the moving and pushing and pulling against itself. Perfect. So I'm going to turn it off. We'll plate it up, and I'll show y'all what it looks like. Hey y'all, so after I turned the camera off, I realized I hadn't tossed in the spinach. So I tossed in about 2 handfuls of spinach, and then just, again, let the heat from the chicken wilt down the spinach. So didn't add anything extra to it besides just a couple handfuls of spinach. And just have some flour tortillas. I'm going to take a little bit of the chicken mixture and top it right in there. And the same for this side. Now, I like the crunch of cabbage, or if you have some leftover coleslaw, you can use that. You can use lettuce too if you prefer, but I just like having the crunch. So I toss a little bit of cabbage in, and then a little bit of cheddar cheese. And there you have it. Creamy chicken tacos. And they are very juicy, so you will have it running down the back of your hand whenever you eat, but that's okay. Nice and creamy now. But hopefully you give these a try and let me know if you make something similar. We'll see y'all next time. Thank y'all for joining us. Bye.